Good morning, Mike and Arlyn, our Philippine journey. Good morning. It is Monday. No, actually, no, I'm wrong. Yes, it is Monday morning here in Angeles City, 9 o'clock in the morning. And what a great night, actually, last night was. I slept all night. Actually, I woke up once and then slept until 5 o'clock this morning, which is really sleeping in pretty late for me. Oh, it was something else. Can't complain at all. And we'll see if anybody shows up. Good morning, Scott. How are you? And thanks for joining. We certainly appreciate you dropping by. We appreciate everybody that drops by. Um, you know, we really and truly do. Oh, Charlotte. Oh, John, how are you doing? Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where my mom is. My mom is in Charlotte. And contrary to common good sense, she refuses to move to Arizona with my brother. Hey, Brian, Philly in the Philippines, joining us from Surigao Island. How's things with you and Lot and Bing? Hope you're doing well. It's good to hear that Hannah's doing well, that's for sure. So let me see here. What else was I thinking about here? Um, you know what? No, Ricky, not yet, but there will be today. We are doing our first candy run today. So today we will start getting candy. We kind of put it off a little bit just because we wanted to make sure that we were going to be around for it, that we weren't going to be occupied. We wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be in the hospital otherwise and end up with 5,000 pounds of candy in our house. But no, So yes, the candy, and we're going to get into Halloween, and we're going to get into how people can participate and join us. John says, I'm out of here after the first of the year, heading that way. Hey, John, I'd be glad to see you. Come on down. Now, John, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to get any good Southern barbecue here. You're not going to get hush puppies here. You're not going to get great fried flounder or calabash shrimp, but there's tons of other stuff. Tons of other stuff, John. Seems, let's see here, Zabloop. Okay. Seems that the vloggers and the fills keep growing. You know what? They probably do. They probably do, and more power to them. For those that need it and they put out decent information and things like that, that's great. I mean, nobody can cover everything. That's for sure. Liam, good morning, Liam. Hope you're doing well. That's for sure. So, yes. So we are going to do our first candy run today. And we're going to do it a little bit different than last year. And when I say that, I mean, we're going to be, every year that we do this, we learn a little bit more. We had some issues last year, quite honestly, with candy disappearing. We had some issues last year, with making sure, trying to keep things orderly. And so we're going to concentrate on that a little bit more as well this year. So, John, I've had years of it, willing to make that sacrifice. Can't wait. you know what? I was willing to make that sacrifice as well, John, and I did many years ago. Um, uh, but you know something, when you go home, when you go back to the to to visit and things like that, then you can deal with it. You know, it's pretty simple. It really and truly is. So what else is going on? Walking Street. Walking Street's still a disaster. In fact, that's part of uh, one of my next. We have several videos kind of like in the pipeline, and that's one of them that's in the pipeline. Um, you know, Walking Street's still a disaster. Um, I got a call from Pacific Cross yesterday, or not yesterday, but 3 days ago. And they're supposed to email me some questions for underwriting. I doubt it. Who knows? Um, Chippy Whiska. How you doing, Chippy? Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you again as well. It's starting to clear up. We still get cloudy days, and sometimes we get rain in the evenings, but I think we might be actually heading towards the October, November type of weather that we were looking forward to. We've had, and I don't ever remember having such a wet, consistently, routinely wet season here in Angeles City in the past. Never. But Michael Atta, so what's the story on Mike? I don't know what the story on. I mean, according to Mike, he shut his channel down. According to others, it got shut down. You know, according to he's looking in a different direction, I guess. I mean, I don't know Mike super well. We exchange messages once in a while, and we talk once in a while. And, you know, sometimes I may have a question about some YouTube technology and he's helped me with that. But, you know, he's not part of my family or anything. So I can't give you an idea. I mean, I know he has another channel. I know he's concentrating in a different area, but it's not an area that I'm familiar with, to be honest with you, or know that much about. He's more than welcome to tell us. That's for sure. You know, I hope he's okay right now. I hope everybody's okay right now, just because of everything that, you know, with the weather, with things that have happened. I mean, you had the Helena, that such devastation, and then you had this other hurricane that came through. So I don't know. I really do not know. I know my mom's okay. I know the friends in Panhandle of Florida that friends of mine, they're okay. I know my brother's okay, and I know my daughter is okay. And that's pretty much only people I keep a ton of track of in the U.S., to be honest with you. So it kind of is. I put the link up if anybody would like to join Cam Up and you know, talk about whatever it is you'd like to talk about. No word on Rob's coffee. No, Rob and I have talked. We've spoke. He is done with YouTube, and that's it. And that's really all I'm at liberty to say. Anything else about Rob and his family and him would have to come from him. Chippy, I met a young husky in BGC. Can you reconnect me? I don't know, Chippy. I really and truly don't. We very rare. In fact, I can't tell you the last time we've been in BGC directly. BGC is just not one of those big things for us, to be honest. Chippy Whiska, Super Chat. Oh, wow. And Big Dog are doing wow. First off, thank you so much. And I don't know what else to say. And I wish I did. I mean, we certainly appreciate, and all of this will go towards all of our Halloween programs. But trust me, we're not out asking for money, but we do appreciate it. That is definitely for sure. Let me see something here. I want to there we go. Had to do that. Thank you so much, though, Big Dog and Chippy Whisker. Certainly that will all go towards everything. Let's see here. JJ the Lonely Bull from BGC, speaking of BGC, is in the room. Welcome. Sears had a clothesline back in the day called Husky for fat kids. Yes, actually, I remember that. I really do. They called them Husky size. Yes, I do remember that. Indeed. Let's see here. What else is going on? Speaking of fat kids, I have, I don't want to jinx myself. I really and truly don't. Okay. But I have, since my hospitalization, I've dropped 20 some odd pounds. So now yesterday was not a good day. We went out to San Fernando. In fact, I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Paul Rogers. Paul. Hi, Mike. Hope all is well. FYI from Duncan. Some trees down from the storm. No help from FEMA unless the trees fell on the street. No help from home insurance. Act of God. Life goes on. Yeah, Paul. Hurricane insurance is a bitch no matter what. Wind damage is a bitch. It seems like you could get wind damage, but if it's a concentrated storm, they call it an act of God. So I hope you're doing well, Paul. Hope you are. Yesterday, we went to San Fernando. We went to the Pampanga Mall, the SM Mall Pampanga, all right, which is advertised as the longest mall in the Philippines by length, I guess. Okay. What happened is, we didn't go there. First off, it is I like that mall better than SM Clark, but we went there for one reason and one reason only, and that was cheap Chinese. All right. Panda Express. If you want Chinese food like in the U.S., everybody has 25 Chinese restaurants within half an hour of their home. You're not going to find that here. You find tons of Chinese restaurants, but there's like real Chinese food, real this. That cheap ass Chinese food that you're used to in the U.S., closest thing you can come by is Panda Express, and the only one around us. I know there must be others, but in the mall, the SM Mall Pampanga, which is about a 30-minute drive, all right, down the NLEX, is a Panda Express, and that's where we went yesterday for lunch. So Michael, obviously I'm a husky by my photo. Indeed you are, Chippy. Indeed. There is no doubt. And let's see here. Oh my gosh. Big Dog, super chat. Wow, another one. Whoops. Thank you so much. That will go definitely to the candy perfect. And what we're going to do. So, you know what? I guess we'll talk about this. Let me get through some of these comments. You're looking better. Glad to see it. Thank you, Barry. Feeling better. Michael says, I can get you some peanut butter dog bones. All right. Okay, so for those of you that would like to participate, we would tell you, if you're going to watch this video, if you see this video down the road, we will be at Lucifer's on Walking Street, and we will start giving out candy between 8:30 and 9:30. Now, we would recommend that you would feel free to show up. We would recommend that candy, do not hand it to them. Throw it out there. If you want to hand kids candy, all right, a couple of things. They're going to be hundreds of kids. You'll see our video that we're going to release tomorrow, I think, or the next day, that will absolutely show you what it's like to give you an idea. But we just throw it out there. Make sure the candy you get is individually wrapped. In other words, don't buy a bag of something that you just pour out into a candy dish and it's there. That's fine, as long as each piece is individually wrapped. Because as you throw candy out there, it's going to hit the ground. These kids will pick it up and eat it. So make sure it's individually wrapped. That's the first thing. Second thing is we do not discriminate. If a kid can afford a costume, if a kid can find a way to dress up, if a kid can do whatever, they get candy. And if they can't, if they don't dress up, if they don't face paint, if they don't blah, 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 they get candy anyways. We do not. A lot of these kids, they can't afford it. They just simply cannot afford to even paint their faces. They have families that, Halloween is not really it's not a huge Filipino experience. That being said, it's not so widespread. I mean, on Walking Street, it's full of kids, but that is just the way it is. And don't ask me why that's where they all started showing up for candy. I have no idea. We just know we started down there. Few kids. Next time it was like 50 kids. Next time it was hundreds of kids. What it'll turn out to be this time, I do not know. But we would invite anybody and everybody. It doesn't take much to make these kids happy. Candy is something that a lot of these kids' families, that's an expense that they just can't get. It's an expense that just doesn't make sense. When it comes to medicine or candy, when it comes to food, when it comes to rice or candy, these families buy rice, they buy medicine. This is something for the kids, all right? And we're happy to do it, and we have a great time with it, to be honest with you. Chippy Whiska, super chat. Wow. I mean, this has really... Thank you, Chippy. Thank you so much for the super chat. And again, we're heading to candy. We're buying our first candy run today. So, Ruby, hey Ruby, how you doing? Good to see you. It's nice. So, anybody that wants to participate, we welcome you. The reason we like to do it at Lucifer's, number one, their security will actually keep the kids off of us and back onto the sidewalk. Number one. Number two, they have two steel tables that are mounted into the concrete, which makes it easier for us. And it's a good location, to be honest with you. We expect, again, hundreds and hundreds of kids. We had hundreds. If you haven't seen our old video, you will. You can look back and certainly in our video playlists, you can find it. Just look it up, Halloween Walking Street. Oh my. So anyways, we went down to Pampanga yesterday and we walked around, looked at the shops, had lunch. It was just really a great day, a nice relaxing day. Michael, one Halloween I played a joke on my mom. The candy bowl, I replaced all the candy with safety big razors. Boy, she was mad. I would not give her back the candy for about a half an hour. Okay. No, we never did that. And we aren't doing it in a real special fancy thing, people will tell you, we say this all the time. We're simple people. Arlyn and I are very simple, very normal, very just whatever. But for the kids, it's just simple candy. That's just all there is to it. Barry Graham. Barry saw a video that Ukrainians are coming to the Philippines as refugees. Is that true? Well, you know what, Barry? I don't know if they're coming as refugees. I really don't. I do know that there are Russians here in the Philippines that are avoiding their draft. Are there Ukrainians here? I wouldn't doubt it. They don't have to be refugees. The government that I don't know anything about the government sponsoring it, if that's what you're talking about, but who knows? James Gilbert. Good morning, James. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping in. Arstel, I haven't been to the Panda Express at SM Pampanga yet. Went to one in Manila at the Double Dragon Plaza near MOA. Had to get my orange chicken. And you know what they had yesterday, Arstel? They had orange chicken, and then they had spicy orange chicken. So, yeah. Let's see here. Ricky, what kind of candy? We give out everything that we can that's not chocolate. We don't give out chocolate. And the reason we don't give out chocolate is because it melts. It gets to be a mess. It's hard. So mostly it's hard candies, suckers, things like that. It's nothing special. Ricky, really and truly, it's not. It's cheap stuff, but even cheap, it's stuff that they don't normally have at home. So, it is just really just, we will now so we do two different things. We have two different kinds of candy, I guess is the best way to put it. We will have our normal candy that we will throw to the kids. And then we will have a little bit of special candy that we give to the girls, all right, to the entertainers. All right, chocolate, and it'll be very limited, small amounts, but these are the, entertainers that we know. So WKC, hey there, how you doing? Nice you can make it. Thanks so much for dropping in. So I'm trying to think what else has been going on. It's day by day. It's you can see, if those of you, my eye has gotten better. I had a small capillary that blew out. Had one of those great big old red spots. It's gotten better. Let's see here what else is going on. Oh, so they finally delivered our mattress. So we bought a new mattress, and it took them forever to deliver it. It really and truly did. But yesterday they delivered it. No, day before yesterday they delivered it. But Arlyn bought a new duvet and everything. I don't know if I sleep so good with that. But one step at a time. Mary, I remember the huge jawbreakers as a kid, but I don't see them anymore. I buy candies every year. Yeah, I remember those the big round jawbreakers like that. I think Sweet Tart made these giant jawbreakers, I think, if I remember correctly. I threw sweet potatoes before. Not a great idea. Nah, Chippy, I'm not sure. Did you throw them or did you launch them from a potato gun? Have you ever done that? Did you ever build a potato gun before? We actually built a potato gun. They're really simple, to be honest with you. Quite fun as well. But that was, back when I was young guy. Many years ago. Potato guns, yeah, they're kind of funny. But no, we don't have them. Don't have one here, and we're not throwing sweet potatoes. We just throw candy. We just try and get it out there, and we're not the only people that do it. I want you to know there are other people that have caught on to this that do it themselves as well. Other bars that like to participate in it, and more power to them. As long as it helps the kids, as long as it's something good for the kids, isn't that what it's really all about? Michael says it'd be cool to hire an ice cream vendor to give out ice cream to the kids. Hands off for you to put the stress on the vendor. You know what? It would be cool. I mean, we thought about setting up a face painting station, but we don't have, with Walking Street under construction right now, trying to organize that and to, you again, it's trying to keep things orderly. And that is what's difficult, is trying to keep things orderly. I mean, if you've ever been in a line in the Philippines, you understand that they don't really abide by next in line type stuff. So, it is. And then ice cream is going to melt and be a mess. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure, Michael, about that one. Spud gun. Yeah, spud gun, potato gun, whatever it was. Chippy says, I have shot at jet skiers annoying. Oh, wow. I never launched jet. All right, so my buddy has a place in South Carolina. It's like my brother almost, in South Carolina on a lake. They have a lot of jet skiers. And we had talked about doing that, but never did. I had a potato gun in college, shoot a potato over the house, across the street from us, probably launched 2 blocks. Yeah. I mean, you build a good one. But man, they'll launch the hell out of those potatoes. Those big jawbreakers were good, but the only way I found to eat them was to wrap it in a napkin and smack it. Yeah, they were too big to fit in your mouth. You had to break them up into pieces and then take care of them, or at least the sweet tart ones that I remember. But that was so many years ago. God, it really and truly was. So today we head down to the store and we'll pick up as much candy as we can carry for the first trip. And then we'll start now. And we've learned also some of the things that we won't be doing. There'll be certain hard candies that we will not put out there. And that's because it ends up with the vendors, and the vendors end up selling it. I thought about this. Are the kids selling it to the vendors, and the vendors are then selling it to? I don't know, but there are certain types of things that we will not do. But again, we stress, if you're going to come down, if you're going to go out and do it yourself, or if you're going to join us, make sure that your candies are individually wrapped. Make sure that each one is individually wrapped. We think that that's important from a sanitary point of view with respect, because these kids will pick stuff up off the street and eat it right there. And right now, the street is filthier than it's ever been. What will it be like in 2 weeks? I don't know. We will be doing this on Halloween night, all right, which ends up being on a Thursday night. So that's when we will be doing it at Lucifer's. So George says, Mike, what are the expectations on Walking Street construction by Halloween? I've given up, George, on any expectations of what is going to happen. You know what? A vlogger, I'm not going to say who, a vlogger said, you know what? My information's great because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And went on about certain... I'm going to tell you something. It's all about what you know. If you don't see it, you don't know it. Because the people that say they know stuff, they don't. Or you can't figure it out. Or there's always something in the way. I watch different things down there, and it is crazy. I don't understand what they're doing from it. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a concrete guy. I'm not an engineer. I'm quite, I'm not the kind of guy you want building a shed, much less your house. Okay. But to me, part of that construction, that concrete that they're laying it out, doesn't look like it's really hardcore made to last, but we'll see. Certainly, I don't think a lot of it'll be done. I don't think that it'll be completed all the way from one end to the other. I don't think that these curbs that they're talking about are going to be in, but you never know. I could be wrong. That's for sure. I've been wrong more than once. Todd, happy early Halloween. I enjoy your Halloween videos. Yeah, you know what, Todd? It's great to watch the kids. It is just really great. That they get a kick out of it. They're doing stuff. They're having fun. What we did notice last year, we noticed a lot more moms bringing smaller children. Which is something that, we used to see back home. We used to see moms out walking their 4, 5, 6-year-old kids for Halloween night. And uh, we saw that last year. So I hope we see more of that this year. And of course, we'll be making video of it. And again, like I said, we invite anybody and everybody. Last year, Philly showed up. CJ Abroad showed up. Couple of other people showed up. I can't even remember everybody. Let's see here. Barry says, in Chicago, everything gets finished 2 weeks before the first snow. Yeah, nobody wants to work in the snow, I'm sure. JJ says, boom, boom. Hey, Mike, have you heard anything from Andy Omar? He's been MIA for over a month now. Did he get a cease and desist or something? JJ, you would have to get in touch with Andy. I mean, I don't think, I do not know. All right. Again, people tend to think that just because we're moderators for certain channels, that we're best buddies and best friends for certain people, or just because we're in certain people's live streams, that we're best buddies and best friends. And that's just not true. We don't go to dinner with a lot of these people. In fact, we don't go to dinner with any YouTubers. Not that we wouldn't. And we just don't. Andy is Andy. I have no idea. You would have to ask Andy. That's just the bottom line. I don't believe he got a cease and desist or anything like that, but anything's possible, I guess. I just don't know. What did I miss about Rob's coffee shop? Did him and all of his videos? Rob decided he was done with YouTube, didn't want the hassle with YouTube, and he deleted everything. And I like Rob. He's a really great guy. He really and truly is. And I respect his privacy, and we're just going to leave it like that. JJ, Lonely Bull, and AJ, he's good, laying low for now. That's WKC. That's, I guess, talking about Andy Omar, maybe. Okay. A bunch of street cats can mix better concrete. I don't know. I mean, Chippy, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. Oh, look at this. And again, another one. Wait a minute. Bum, bum, bum. From Douglas. I love your Halloween candy giveaway. Very fun. Yes. Thank you, Douglas. Thank you so much for the super chat. And, we've gotten Big Dog, sent several super chats. Chippy Whiska sent several super chats. Douglas sending a super chat. I mean, we appreciate every bit. Don't feel obligated. We do this out of our own pocket. It's not necessary, but it's great because it's something for the kids. And this year we want to make it bigger than last year. We want to make it bigger and better than last year. That's for sure. What's the best way to bring money to the Philippines for a 2-week vacation? Cash or just use a MasterCard? I'll be honest, Barry, either I would bring cash. I would bring a combination of both. Not everywhere will take a credit card, and cash you can convert most everywhere. You can bring up to 10,000, I think it is, into. We routinely used to bring 9,000, but nobody ever questioned us. So I don't know. And then make sure you bring a way to keep contact with your credit card company so that you receive alerts and everything else for suspicious activity on your credit card. Okay. CB, California Bear. How you doing, CB? Hope you're doing well. Glad you're not retired in Florida. Had a bad hurricane. You know what, man? I really came this close to retiring in Florida. In fact, for a better part of 20 years. All right. My intentions were to retire in Florida. So what can I say? But you're absolutely correct. Oh no, again, Chippy Wisco with another super chat. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We usually take my partner's kids trick-or-treating in my father's subdivision, but we'll probably be on Thursday is pool night with my father and his friends. Or still drop by. I mean, it'll be crowded for a long period of time. Yeah. Donald brings up make sure cash is newer bills and not small bills. You know what? Bring $100 bills. Those are the easiest ones to exchange. And make sure they are newer and nothing written on them and they're not defaced. I'm going to buy candies at the candy shop in Angeles City and will hand them to you for your treat. No, Ruby, come on out. Bring your husband, Ruby. You guys can come down. Come on. You'll be there. Some hotels give a 20% discount if you pay cash. There you go. Have a nice day. Hey, Phil, how you doing? Philip, there you go. Have a nice day, Philip. I have breakfast with him. I have a video, Philip, that I made about our conversation. That'll be out in a couple of days. Ricky says, crisp $100 bills. They don't accept folded money or wrinkled edges. Yes. Good, clean money. No folds, no ink on them. Yep, CB is absolutely correct. You have to be careful about that. You really do. Let me put this here. If you'd like to cam up, that is the link. It's there. Feel free to cam up, and we'd be happy to discuss anything. But yeah, we're hoping that this Halloween is going to be bigger and better and more than last year. But a lot of that's going to do or have to do with Walking Street, with what's going on with construction, with the weather. I mean, if it's raining, obviously it's not. If it's this, if it's that, you just don't know. You simply do not know. Wow, another super chat. Todd, thank you so much. Oh, man, thank you. So Phil says, and just so everybody knows, any of the super chats we get, all of it goes towards candy for the kids. Every penny. So there you go. Have a nice day, Phil. I'm in Cebu, then on to Dumaguete in a couple days, but without renting a scooter. Yeah, Phil had a little accident last time on a scooter. Ruby, one thing we've noticed is the exchange rate at Western Union is far better than the money changers, even with the remittance fees. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me, Ruby. I mean, you know what? I think sometimes it just kind of bounces from place to place and things and this and that. I mean, what works today isn't necessarily the best thing tomorrow. But as long as it's working, Ruby, that's the thing to do. Chippy says SM malls in basement will accept any bills. No ID, just numbers if you're having trouble. Okay, there you go. Donnie B, hi, Mike and Arlyn. Looking healthy. I'm getting there, Donnie. I'm certainly feeling better. There you go. I'll be back next Monday. See you on Tuesday. Okay, Philip, I'll see you on Tuesday. That's for sure. For those of you that don't know or that aren't aware or that would be, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I go to Tequila Reef for breakfast. If providing the weather's good, providing that there's nothing going on that would otherwise stop me, almost always Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm at Tequila Reef. Happy to meet up with viewers, subscribers, anybody, just to chit chat, have breakfast, and talk. We have a great time. Donnie B, another super chat. $10, Donnie B. Thank you, Donnie. Wow. That all of this goes to every bit of these super chats go into the candy fund. I can see already it's getting to the point where we're going to have to make 2 runs. We wouldn't be able to spend everything and carry it all in one run. Because what will happen is we'll actually take our little electric scooter to where we buy candy. We'll take that. So we can only load so much onto it. We may have to make 2 trips. My God. Jeez. So there's the link again. And hey, cam up if you'd like to. Anything to make the kids. Yeah, it's all about the kids. It really is. GD, I prefer British John's advice. I don't know, GD, what was his advice? Did he have some advice on something? I don't know. You'd be happy to share it. I should see you there as Lucifer is across from Angel Witch where we mainly play. Yeah, it's right there by Kokomo and everything else. Absolutely. Mike, is that Mongolian night at Margarita still good? Yes, absolutely. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's Thursdays and Saturdays. It's 2 nights a week that they do that now. But I can check on that, Ruby. And I'll have an answer for you for sure for when you get here. Ruby and her husband are going to be here very shortly. And they stay right here at Candy Palace. Cardiovascular, Mike. It's cardio. Yes, indeed. Oh, let me see. Donnie B. Cardiovascular. It's cardio. Yeah. You know what? Cardio's good. It certainly is. I should have done and should still do a lot more cardio than I do. But, I should have done a lot of things different in my life. I'm not afraid. I'm not one of those kind of people that would say, or that is afraid to say that there are things in my life that I should have done that I didn't do, and things in my life that I did do that I probably should not have done. All right. We're pretty, we're not afraid to say that. We're not afraid to be honest. That's for sure. And there's the link for anybody that's interested. Halloween is all for the kids. All right. They don't look at it as Day of the Dead like in Mexico. Oh, man, we used to have the best time in Mexico on Day of the Dead. We really and truly do. And they take that shit serious. But I will tell you, the best Halloween costume parade I've ever done, all right, was at P. Borges Street in Makati. All right. those costumes that was sponsored by Dos Equis, or I think it was Dos Equis. No, it wasn't Dos Equis. That's in Mexico. I think it was sponsored by San Miguel, but I'm not sure. But anyways, it was sponsored. It was like a 100,000 peso first place, 20,000 pesos second place, and I mean this was really big time stuff. Okay, the costumes that we saw would have been right on par and just as good as you would have seen from the FX departments at many of the horror movies. I mean, it was really, really outstanding. Excellent, Donnie B. Cardiovascular, yep, I missed that somehow. Todd says, have you ever thought about chocolate at Christmas if you have a surplus for Halloween? We never end up with a surplus because whatever we don't throw to the kids, we then package up and we start hitting the bars, giving them out to the girls. Because the girls oftentimes have kids, but they can't make it to Walking Street to get candy. So we try and do both. But we don't know which ladies or such have children. So we only hit a couple of bars and we're empty by then. Try Haru in Borgas. Great Korean barbecue. They'll cook it for you. Yeah, Chippy understands exactly. I hate going to Korean barbecue. All right. I hate going to Korean barbecue where I have to cook my own food. I have a terrible thing about, why should I pay to cook my own food? Mike, you can always do aqua aerobics at the rooftop deck. Less stress on your joints, easy on your body. Yes, Ruby, I could. Or I could get off my fat ass and, let's see, I could get on that treadmill right there. Arlyn does treadmill routinely. She runs on it. You know what? Right now, I'm doing my medications. I'm doing much better. I'm watching everything. We've changed how we're eating. We've made a lot of changes. Now, don't get me wrong. We fall off the wagon, or you know what? I fall off the wagon probably once a week. We're going to have that burger once a week. We're going to have that pizza once a week, and Arlyn gives me that stern look too, but, better something than nothing. That's for sure. Barry in the PI. Good morning, Barry. How are you doing? I like Barry. Barry, I hope that I am as active as Barry is when I get to be his age. Barry, how's everything going with the volcano? Is it kind of, Barry lives over there by Taal and tolerates it on a routine basis. Ruby, good on you, Mike, for trying, and that's all you can ask for. Yeah, one step at a time, one day at a time. That's the best that I can do. And I'm still waiting for GD to tell me what British John's advice was. I don't know. I have no idea. But, yep, you know what? We do what we can. We do what we can. We do the best that we can, and we move on down the road. I don't know what John's advice was. He has his own demons to deal with. and more power to him. I mean, let him deal with them. That's just all there is to it. He'll be fine. He's a mature man. He can make mature adult decisions. Good for him. You know. Let's see here. We're going to put this link back up. And there you go. So the link is up for anybody that would like to join in, that'd like to cam up and talk, discuss anything that you want. We can talk about the fact that the walking street may never be completed. We can talk about have you seen 5723? So the rate's gone up a little bit. All right. Let's see here. We're going to put you in number 1 and guest number 1. And there you go.
Right.
Hi, Pau. How are you?
Well, I'm Paul Rogers. Wife says that I can't cam up,
Well, sure you
but I
can.
do talk to the doctor.
Sure you can cam up. You're right there in front of me. Everybody sees you.
Well, I tell you, Chief, I say hi and let you know we think you're great.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Paul. So where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from Duncan, South Carolina.
From where?
I'm calling from Duncan, South Carolina.
Okay, Paul. Now I know which one you are. Okay. So Duncan, South Carolina. So you weathered Helena pretty good. You did all right through Helena, and now you've done okay through this latest one, and
Yeah, we're doing good. I got to.
you know what, Paul, you're breaking up. Something's wrong with your audio.
I'll off.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and okay. Well, we'll do that. That's not a problem. Okay. Thank you, Paul, for joining up. Barry says the volcano goods are a little active lately. Yeah, I've seen that the Phil Volix or whoever it is that tracks them putting out some information, but appreciate you helping the kids, Mike. Hope all goes well. Chippy, you know what? It's the least we can do. I wish, we do charity. We do give other stuff. We just don't put it out there. It's private, and we keep it private. But the kids for Halloween is something that we do every year. No evacuations yet. Be safe, Barry. Yep. Mike, Mike, I just want you to know, really enjoy your video, but when you say cam up, I don't get. Mrs. says we do not have a cam. I do have an Apple PC. Yeah, Paul, we had no problem seeing you whatsoever. We were just having a problem hearing you. Your audio was breaking up. Yeah, could have probably made some settings. Your audio settings to adjust it might have made a difference. Ricky says, Mike, what do you think the future of Angeles City will be as far as bar ownership goes? Gee, Ricky, I don't see it's changing at all. I don't see any. I will tell you this. If you take a look at, say, the Wolfpack bars, okay? Do you see them shutting down and remodeling and then shutting down and remodeling and shutting down and remodeling? No, They're all since they've opened since pandemic allowed them to reopen, they're open. Did some of them remodel a little bit in between? Sure. But since then, no, not at all. Did, let's see here. Did Angel Witch remodels shut down? No. Did Dollhouse? Did a couple of the others? What's the one? I forget the name of a couple of the others. But no, the Korean ones, do they shut down, remodel, change hands? Yeah. Makes you wonder why. Makes you wonder why. You know? I'm not saying there's money laundering going on. I'm just saying it's something to consider. That's for sure. Mike, do you have problems keeping your blood sugar levels up? No, CB, my problem is not keeping my sugar up. My problem is keeping my sugar down. My pancreas does not work at all. So I do not produce insulin at all. Anyone in here have a recommendation for an all-day transportation in Dumaguete? Just the outlying cities. So Phil is looking for somebody that he can hire for the day to drive him around and look at different stuff over in Dumaguete. So if anybody can recommend anybody or knows anybody's, sure. So Ricky says, do the Wolfpack bars have the funds room? Oh, yes. Yeah. Do not believe that the bars are making plenty of money. All right. The bars make money. And keep in mind, if you look at them as a whole, and this is just my opinion, I don't know, but if you look at them as a whole, sure. I would think so. I've been on Cebu since the beginning of this month and having a heck of a time keeping my levels up. I wonder if it's the change of atmosphere. Might be keeping your sugar up. Maybe you're just not eating as many carbs as you're used to eating. Angel Witch did move from their previous location during but once pandemic was over and everybody was allowed to open, that's been done. Mike, what's happening with the new club at Narcisco Street, just a few blocks from Candy? It had its opening last time we were there in February. I think you're talking about Eureka. Eureka is the club that's right up the road that supposedly Vice Ganda played a role in. It opened, it shut down for remodel about 3-4 weeks later, opened again, shut down, and it is still shut down. And the space and club have 4 lease signs and 4 sale signs up. So what's going on? It's empty. As of the other day, all right, I didn't notice it. It's empty. Trust me, it's currently empty. Boom, boom, boom. There's the link to go up. I will tell you what is doing well over there by Eureka: stray dogs. That entire area, that's almost like a square block area. Okay. All right. That area has had multiple problems with dog bites from T-backs from Angelica down that street that connects to Yosefi Street that Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 3 is on. All right. Over to the street that Eureka is on. We know 3 people that have had dog bite issues there. Chippy says most Koreans and Angeli's bar owners are low level, high mafia. Higher are in Korea or Australia, US. Yeah, I don't know, Chippy. We don't associate with them. We don't associate with the owners of of the Wolfpack. I mean, we know a couple of the owners, but we don't have dinner with them. We don't go out with them. We don't, we don't. They're not part of our social circle. We know managers, but they're not, again, part of our social circle. So speculation is simple, but who knows? Ruby says location was a bit sussed, and unless there's some illegal things going on, I don't understand why they will choose that location. I don't either, Ruby. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Michael is Teabag's Gay Club asking for a friend. Have no idea. Never been there. Why don't you let us know? Michael, pay him a visit and let us know. I will say hello to Ruby. Hello, Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. How you doing, Michael? Thanks for dropping by. We certainly appreciate it. Wow, we've had, let me see here if I can, we've had Chip. So Halloween, Candy Money, Chippy Whiska Super Chat, Big Dog Super Chat, Big Dog Super Chat, Chippy Whiska Super Chat, Douglas Super Chat, Chippy Whiska Super Chat, Todd Super Chat, Donnie B. Wow, that's a lot. I don't think we've ever gotten that many Super Chats during a live stream. But certainly it'll all go towards candy for the Halloween event for the kids. And maybe we'll try and figure out something different, something unique for the kids as well. I don't know what. I don't know how. Maybe there is a way we could do like a face painting station for kids. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of paint you use for that, because I'd want to be really careful to make sure that whatever we do, we make sure we stay away from any kind of allergies that kids might have. Ricky, Mike, do you and Arlyn do anything special over Christmas for the kids? You know what, Ricky? I'm not going to say anything other than to say we do have charitable things that we do, but we don't put it out there. We've gotten so much shit from people like British John talking about us doing things that are that we brag and stuff like that. We just don't do it anymore. We don't do anything like that. We really don't. So we don't talk about it at all. But there are things that we do, Ricky. That's the honest truth. Chippy Whiska, super chat. Another super chat from Chippy. Wow. Thank you, Chippy. Thank you so much. I like that dog. I really do like that husky. Huskies, I had some friends. When I was growing up, when we moved to the U.S. and I was growing up, we had a Samoyed. And we got to know some people with huskies. And our dog was very loving, but those huskies were really sweet that a buddy of mine had, Rusty Caston. Does McDonald's have meal coupons like in America? I don't know, Michael. I really don't. There's an idea. That's for sure an idea. Phil says, there you go. Those dogs are insane. I had to hit one with my umbrella of 3 dogs around. Yeah. Yeah. Phil will tell you he has to walk by them once in a while, and they are just out of control. A buddy of mine, Eddie Wow, was talking about it too. And the dogs are just out of control over there in that one area. And I told him, I said, you should go to the barangay, put it in writing, and let them know they're on notice that they're not doing anything about it. I don't know that would do anything. I don't know that it would make any difference. I don't know anything. But yes, indeed, it is a horrible, horrible situation. Again, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, look, if you would like to participate with Halloween for the kids on Walking Street, go out, get candy, make sure it's individually wrapped, okay? Show up at Lucifer's, and we will start doing candy between 8:30 and 9:30 on Halloween night. We will give you the inside scoop on how to do it the safest way. And when I say safe, I don't mean like there's a problem. What I mean is that we'll let you know this is to keep the kids, because the kids will absolutely mob you. You'll absolutely get mobbed. All right. Excuse me. Michael, it'd be cool to wrap the candy up in 20. You know what, Michael? It would be, but then you know what would happen? You'd start to see adults fighting over it. You know, because there's going to be adult Filipinos out there with these kids, and they take full advantage of that as well. And that's something that we try and keep away from. We try, would it be, you start throwing money out there and the pushing and the shoving and the trampling. We're trying to keep it a safe event for little kids, because there are a lot. Filipinos aren't big to begin with. So, a 10-year-old Filipino kid might weigh 40 pounds, 50 pounds. It doesn't take much to stomp on one of those kids, break a wrist or something. We have to try and find a way to bring some sanity to it, but yet have the kids have a good time. We really and truly do. Man, Chippy has been like a superstar with super chats today. Crazy. Thank you so much, Chippy. So here's the link one more time for anybody that would like to cam up. Be more than happy to. So Paul says, like you, I'm a dog lover, but I so wish the last one would have made a announcement regarding stray dogs, unlike his war on drugs. Humanely, of course. Paul, I don't know what you do about it. It's easy to bitch about stuff. It's hard to come up with an answer that fits the problem. What we would think of, what we would think of as simple requires money, and government money is so difficult to come by. For generations, we've been supporting by Home for the Aged, NGO, without families to look after them. My mom was supporting them, and I kept her tradition when she passed away. You know what, Ruby, when you get here, that's an interesting concept. Could you take some time? Maybe we could sit down, have some lunch, and you could tell me more about that. Between Arlyn's family and what we do, we, we get limited. There's a limit. Michael, 20 pesos no longer paper. It's a coin now. Yeah, in fact, there we go. I collect them. I don't collect them. I keep them. All right. I keep them and put them because that's what we bring to the province. We bring 20 peso coins to the province, and that's what we give the kids. All of Arlyn's nieces, because there are no nephews, they're all nieces. They all get a daily peso allowance while we're in the province. And then some of their friends, benefit from it as well. Todd says, can you get paper Halloween bags for the kids to put candy in? Then you would know who received it. You know what, Todd? You could, except what happened is that paper is going to be all up and down the street. It'll be all over. These kids will open these things up and, we're going to get blamed for the trash. And so I would love to do that, except I know exactly what would happen. Sometimes we have to work within the limitations that you have. Ruby says, sure, yeah. My father has a husky, owned a few over the years, all named Mickey. Huskies are neat. Are still, they are interesting. Mike, I assume you leave your money, phone, wallet home while handing out candy. Well, sorta. No, we have a very secure bag. I have a pack safe bag, and Arlyn keeps track of that when I'm up front and the kids are crowding, and I keep track of it when Arlyn's up front and the kids are crowding. So we're very conscious of it for sure. Absolutely. And we never, we don't take any large amounts of money to Walking Street. That would be foolish, even on a regular night. Even on a regular night, you just don't do that. We never take credit card. We don't take credit cards to Walking Street. We don't. That's just silly. You're asking for a problem. You know what? I don't even take my ACR card. I don't take anything to Walking Street. I take my, you know what? That's not true. I take my ACR card, but I don't take my Philippine driver's license. I don't take my U.S. passport ID card. I don't take none of that stuff. None of that stuff at all. But we've never had a problem. Although we are very conscious of it. The kids do not think for a minute that there are not good kids and bad kids. And you know what? How do you define that? Kids are kids, and when they're hungry, and when they see opportunity, they'll strike. And all of it is about how they're brought up and everything that goes along with it. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. The only way to keep the stray dog issue down in the area you live in is to pay a vet to do the JJ, cut the dogs, and costly, but it might pay off. I'm not even sure you can catch some of these dogs. I am not sure. John, you're still wearing your costume from the Addams Family show, Uncle Fester. Well, good. Then that puts me in progress, I guess is the best word for it. All right. You should never carry a wallet in the Philippines, Chippy says, just cash for the night. And in many instances, he's absolutely correct. Ruby, if you have your phone with you, you can always take photos of all your important IDs. And that's what we do, Ruby. We have photos of our passports and stuff like that. And then You know, one of the things that we can do oftentimes is we can give at Lucifer, we can give the manager our phone and he'll hold it in his office. Angeles has a spay and neuter program, but there's so many. Yeah, they're all over the place. They're all over the place, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, they're nonstop, and I don't know how you deal with it. Do they put animals down in the Philippines? They absolutely put animals down in the Philippines. Don't think for a minute that they do not. In fact, the limitation on that is quite shorter than in the U.S. You know, it's kind of funny. I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she had to do a necroscopy on a dog the other day. And when she was, she told me, she said, Dad, she goes, everything wrong that could be wrong with this dog was wrong. She goes, I don't know where they found this dog. I don't know where they put it down. I don't know, and then she said to me, she said, if it was possible, I would think that this dog at one time had been a street dog in the Philippines. That's how messed up that dog was. There are never bad dogs. However, there are bad owners. Well, yeah, Philly, you're right. But sometimes there are dogs with no owners at all. They're just ascals. I mean, nobody owns them. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. I'm a big dog lover. I wish we could have dogs here at Candy Palace, but we can't. And I wish we could, but we can't. But if we did, I would have a dog. I certainly would. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll put this link up one more time. So my Sunset Travel says, our street dogs are great. They guard the compound in return for food. Yeah, I understand that and I see it. But the problem is this one area has incredibly aggressive dogs that just roam the whole area. And man, they just really, they have literally gone after 3 of our friends. One of our friends has had to get rabies shots, the whole 9 yards. And it's bad. It just is bad. There's nothing you can do about it. It really and truly is not. So, you can whine and cry all you want. I would just tell people, you're going to have to carry a big ass stick. How about those Cowboys? I don't know. I don't watch pro football. I watch basketball. I don't watch pro football. So what's going on with the Cowboys? So Sunset. All right. So if you know, it's like that one square block. Sunset Travel lives right here. All right. So it's that one square block, starting up where Angelica Towers is. That street going down to where the street intersects to go down to the Eureka Club, coming back up that other side street to the street that runs in between Angelica Towers and Candy Towers 1, 2, and 3. That square block area has been really. I don't know. I don't know the name of that street. I really should. It's, one block up from me. I really should learn it, huh? Enough with the Cowboys, Brian says. Ruby says, be careful with stray dogs, unvaccinated, and rabies is a big problem. Yes, rabies is a big problem. In fact, so I continued to have this conversation um, um, with my daughter, and I did not know this. I did not. But did you know that there is no blood test for rabies? That in the U.S., there's only 4 certified labs. In my daughter says, she's in veterinary school. In order to get a confirmation of rabies, okay, unless you have rabid foam, all right, diseased foam coming out of their mouth. How do you do it? You have to kill the animal, chop their head off, send it to this lab where they then do a necroscopic analysis of the animal's brain. I had no idea, none at all. Is that Sophia Street? I don't know, Ruby. I know that Josepha Street is what. You know what, Ruby? You might be right. That might be. I'll have to ask Arlyn. I'll take a look. The Dolphins, Cowboys got destroyed, Philly says. Wow. Sorry, Philly. Dolphins fan, feel your pain. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now I have to. Here we go. What
Hey, Mike,
happened?
how you doing?
What are you up to?
Just I'm on my cell phone. First time actually using my cell phone to go on a live. I don't know, we just got done eating, so we're back now. Relaxing, waiting for high tide this afternoon, and I'm going to go back to the scene of the accident and fly my drone today.
So have you flown it? How do you like the new drone?
Yeah, I flew it the other day, and if you gave me a comment on one of the videos, you must not have watched it to the end. Uh, yeah, I flew it, or did you? Great shot, great drone. I'm happy so far. But yeah, um, liking it.
Well, great, great. So you're down in your little love shack down at the beach, your weekend love shack.
Yeah, that's where we're at for a week, jumping back and forth. But I wanted to put my 2 cents in on dogs. I don't know, am I coming through clear and
Yeah,
hearing okay? Okay. Yeah, they. You said a lot of times dogs don't have owners. At one point, a dog had an owner. You. What happens is they throw them out of on the street or whatever, and then you get a bunch of them on the street, and then they start making puppies, and but they're aggressive because they're hungry.
sure.
You know, I noticed it here. When we moved here, the 3 dogs that were here, like every time it was time to eat, like they got real like aggressive. Wanting to get food, wanting to get food. Now that all changed because now we feed them daily, so everybody's eating. But dogs are like a human. If they're hungry, they're going to do what they got to do to eat.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're just walking down the street and you don't have food, I mean, my buddy Eddie was walking back one night at like 1 o'clock in the morning
Right.
and got attacked by 2 dogs, and he didn't have food.
He wasn't like carrying no bag or
No,
food or yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, but I do agree that at one point in time, these dogs did have owners. At one point in time, somebody was responsible. I feel bad for the dogs. You can't help but feel bad for the dogs, but at the same time, what are you gonna do?
Right. The mayor has a dog adoption program right down there in City Hall.
Yeah,
On the back end, That's where we got Rocky. That's where we got B2. They don't charge you a penny. They will spade and neuter those animals. And if say when you get the dog and he's not neutered or spayed, they'll set up an appointment. They'll contact you. They'll call you. They'll tell you come in. What they have is they have kids that are in veterinary school that come down there and they do that. They do cats also. So it's just a matter of going there or whatever, setting up an appointment. They do everything right there, free of charge.
Huh.
Free of charge. But yeah, they'll you can adopt animals right there. It's funny because they wanted to know our address, and we asked them why. They said, "Well, we want to have maybe somebody come out." Now they're not saying us, but they said we want to spot check. All right, to make sure, and this came out of their mouth, to make sure that that dog is not on your dinner table.
It happens. You know what?
Sure.
I will tell you right now. It is not. It is not unheard of whatsoever.
Right.
Now,
Right.
I saw there was an article in the news that in Korea they finally made it against the law to eat dogs.
Okay.
I mean, in Korea they actually breed dogs like cattle,
Right.
or they used to. All right. And they've now made that against the law. Here, I don't think they breed them like cattle, but if you're hungry, you're hungry in the province. And if that's nobody's dog, he's kind of beefy looking.
Well, here's what my understanding about the law here is: it is illegal to sell dog meat at the market, but it is not illegal to eat it.
Yeah, I've
I
never
love.
had this. I've never had such an interest of pursuing like dog tacos to find out how legal it is.
Right.
But okay, good.
Hey, I'll try it. I'll try it.
I'll try it. I've had monkey, I've had snake, I've had this, I've had that, but I've never had dog, to my knowledge.
To your knowledge.
Yeah, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Well, look, Brian, I am going to cut this out. We've been going for an hour and a half now. That's long enough for me. I appreciate you jumping on. You have a great day, okay?
All right. You too, Mike. We'll
Take
see
care.
you.
Thanks. Bye. So the infamous Philly in the Philippines, Brian, and human vaccine for rabies. I know that there's rabies shots. I don't know about a vaccine. I have to look that up. Jim says, if you would talk about safety tips for walking streets, it's just photos. You know what, Jim? On my next live stream, I will. How's that? Yeah, this live stream, I've got to end. We've got a couple of things to take care of. Michael says to solve the dog issue, open up more authentic chain. Yeah. Being sarcastic, of course, Michael. Chippy says, like the 50th time Koreans banned it. Yeah, but it's actually now supposedly against the law in Korea. I have no idea, Chippy. I just saw the article a couple days ago, and I didn't pursue it because it really didn't interest me, to be honest. But I read it. All right. So, anyways, Ruby, see you in a couple of days. Hope you're doing well. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for the super chats. Every penny of that will go towards food, towards everything for the kids. All right. Take care. Have a great day.